No, value is never announced. It's revealed. You don't tell people you're valuable. They feel it. Most people that I've ever had the pleasure of dealing with that were vocal and expressive about their value tended to overstate it quite immensely, right? And the most valuable people I've ever come across, you just notice in how they move, um, how you withhold, how you give, how you endure. Most people chase value in loud ways. They chase accolades, um, you know, and trinkets, buying the signals of success, or imitating the surface habits of the successful. But real value is often born in the unseen and is cultivated in habits that defy the mass logic, the crowd's logic. Okay. Most of those habits, most of those practices, behaviors are going to be subtle, counterintuitive, but each one that I come to learn and observe and practice and reverse engineer on myself, um, they make you a rarer presence in a world that's oversaturated with the obvious, right? So one uh, practice, one behavior, one habit that instantly increases your value is um, a bit of a guarded availability. Okay, and what I mean by that is instead of trying to be everywhere and everything to everyone, you got to learn the power of strategic absence. When you're not easily accessed, your presence feels earned, and you immediately shift how others perceive you. It's the principle of scarcity. Scarcity makes your time precious. Now, there's caveats and nuances to this, and I'll expand on that later on when I get to more habits. Because again, everything is counterintuitive. Another one is another habit that makes you instantly valuable is practicing invisible preparation. The most valuable people that I've ever witnessed are always prepared, but you'll rarely catch them showing their work. They walk into rooms with knowledge, composure, and readiness, but without the need to display how hard they study or how long they practice. There's a an Italian expression called sprezzatura, and the idea of is like effortlessness, right? Mastery of effortlessness, making it look effortless, showing up and looking flawless or looking good, but having it look effortless. There's an art to that. Sprezzatura. That's kind of what I the idea behind it, right? You do the hard work, you do the preparation behind the scenes, and don't let everybody know how hard you practice, how hard you worked on it. The unseen effort will multiply your visible presence. That also ties into my third practice, which is the habit of saying less than you know. Remember, information is currency. Information is leverage, but only if you hold on to it, only if you don't spill it. Most people simply can't resist the urge to show off what they know. And then, yeah, most people just can't resist the urge to show off what they know. But the valuable cultivate restraint. They exercise restraint. They let silence carry the weight. And then they share selectively in moments where their words matter the most, where their words can alter the room. They're selective about the information in the rooms that they share that information, right? So that'll lead to something else in a moment. That leads to talking about controlled, what I like to say, controlled indulgence. Okay, instead of this is yeah, it's counterintuitive. Instead of total denial or um, reckless pleasure, you got to be able to practice selective indulgence, whether that's food, leisure, or even attention. You choose when, where, and how much. Okay, and the ability to enjoy without being enslaved by desire and by chasing pleasure marks someone who is disciplined yet fully alive. Okay, and that's magnetic. That's what makes you have presence. That's what makes you more relatable to people. Okay, that leads to my next practice, which is discomfort as a daily ritual. Okay, too much comfort, too much pleasure seeking can dull your edge. Right, value sharpens in resistance. I've talked about resistance, so you should seek small forms of voluntary difficulty. Things like fasting, hard training, running to the fire, having difficult conversations expeditiously. And if you're not one that is, if you're not one that is prone to solitude, you may want to get very uncomfortable and get in solitude, get in in a quiet space. If that's difficult for you, okay. And these break your attachment to ease, and they make you unshakable when the real trials arrive. When you're thrust into the real trials, if you voluntarily sign yourself up for difficult times, when you're involuntarily thrust into those situations, you'll be a lot more prepared. Number six, a practice that makes you um, instantly more valuable, increase your value, is kind of what I speaks to what I spoke about before, and it's contradictory. Holding polarity without explaining. Okay, people crave categories. People like to put you in boxes. Are you a saint or you're a sinner? Are you strong or you soft? Are you intellectual? Are you spiritual? Resist it. Be both. Be all. Be like water, like Bruce Lee said. Stand in contradictions without apologizing for them. That's the key. Stand in contradictions without apologizing for them, without explaining them. When you don't explain yourself, others have no choice but to respect that tension. They can come up with that might leave you subject to them creating their own narrative. And that's okay. As a king, you have to understand that. You have to be comfortable with that because people are going to create their own narratives anyway. But that mystery that you leave has value. Okay. And then the last practice is to what I call choose alignment over applause. I spoke about this before about the need for validation. Every crowd offers validation, but at the core of it, the applause and the acclaim is cheap. It belongs to whoever is the flavor of the day, whoever is the most entertainment for that day. But the rare ones, and again, rarity is valuable. The rare ones choose alignment every time. They do the difficult, they do the unpopular thing because it keeps their inner compass intact. And so, if that aligns with what the crowd wants, so be it. If it contradicts what the crowd wants, so be it. Alignment compounds over time. Applause evaporates. Your respect and your alignment and your inner focus is what's really going to attract the people who align with your value and can help you further your kingdom. So A lot of times, most of the time, value is not about addition, it's about subtraction. It's about subtracting the noise, the compulsions, the need for recognition and validation. The more you refine what you give your energy to, the more your presence begins to feel like a rare currency, and it becomes invested wisely, it multiplies endlessly, and it is spent carefully. And people will value it for the rare commodity that it is, your energy, your presence. Anyway, I hope that landed for somebody. We'll talk more about this on another time. Peace and blessings.